What if there's a way that you can make more money than influencers, and you don't have to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers or followers on any platform to make hundreds of thousands of dollars? And let's just do the math on wherever you're at right now. So let's say if you're making 2,000 a month, what if you can replace that, and instead of doing 40-hour weeks for that $2,000 a month, you're doing 2 hours a week, 4 hours a week, 8 hours a week, while the content creators are spending thousands and thousands of dollars creating content. You're spending thousands and thousands of dollars to build a business. There's two different worlds. There's a business world and there's a content world, an influencer world. I have proven this. I am making more money than influencers with hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers. I am making just as much as some people with thousands and thousands of subscribers, but I only have a couple hundred. So what is it that I'm doing differently that is stopping others, that has propelled me to make money fast as an influencer, if not faster? And the main thing is not letting the content be the only business. Like right now, YouTube isn't paying me. Eventually, when it does pay me, that's another income stream. If this is my only stream of income, YouTube now is that's my almost like my boss. Because yeah, I control my own schedule, but they pay me. Versus I provide value to the market in another business model. YouTube is sending me clients and paying me for those clients to send me them, and then I send them to another place to where they can get value from me off platform, to where I exchange my value for a piece of paper, which we call money. Most influencers don't want a business, and most business owners don't have influence. But when you merge both, this is where all the money's made. If you want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you want to make millions of dollars, you have to have attention and a great business. And there's only two types of businesses. If you've never heard this before, I'm going to put you on. There's a product-based business, and there's a service-based business. Whatever one you choose is going to determine how much money you make. It's just like choosing your vehicle. If you've never heard of choosing your vehicle in business, just imagine if you have, at the starting line, you have walking, you have a bike, you have a car, you have a plane, and you have a jet. Whatever level you choose is going to determine how fast you get to your destination. Like let's say if you choose to do drop shipping, there is a bike version of drop shipping. The same way there's a jet version of drop shipping. And you can't just choose the jet. You have to start off with whatever you have access to. So if you got blessed and you got someone in your circle who is making 30K per month doing drop shipping, you're going to start off in a car because you have an advantage versus someone else who doesn't have no clue about drop shipping or the 7 to 10, 20 things that it actually takes. Here's why dropshipping sometimes is a scam for those who don't work hard. You don't just get a product and sell it. First of all, you got to figure out how to market it, how to package it, how to find a seller, how to keep customer success going, how to build a website, how to maintain cash flow, how to make sure that you're not overspending, how to budget, how to do your own bookkeeping. All those things are activated in the course of like a month, then you'll be making money. But what happens is people get stuck on like the first two things and then they just give up and think that the thing doesn't work and then they switch to something else. This is called the valley of despair, where you get uninformed optimism and then you get informed pessimism, meaning things that you didn't know and now you know the things, but you just don't want to do them. Or you know the things and you do them, but now you're stuck in this thing called the valley of despair, which is like this low bottom where you hate it because you're not making as much money as you know others are, but you know what it takes to get there, but you haven't shot out. I'm now in like the fourth stage of like where I got out the valley of despair, but I need to make more money to stay out of the valley. If not, you seek back in and you go back to the square one of like, oh, this doesn't work. So freedom is at the top on this side. So it's like a U. Starts off with uninformed optimism. Someone comes to you, hey bro, you want to start drop shipping? Bro, I'm making $1,000 a day. He didn't tell you that he spent $500 in a course. He didn't tell you that $100 is profit of that $1,000. He didn't tell you that he spends around 60-hour weeks making this $1,000 a day, which is more than, a lot of people are working. So yeah, it's also more money than others are making. But if he is only profiting $100, that's $3,000 a month. Well, you're essentially working for yourself, but you're working more than you would for a job. And the ideal is to start like that, but then eventually make enough time for yourself where you're relatively richer than the person who's spending time. So everyone trades time for money. It's just how fast you get the money in exchanging for your time. That's what makes you wealthy. If you think about it, if you made $1,000,000, are you rich? The question is, after that is, well, it depends on how fast that I made the money. If you made the money in 40 years, 25,000 each year, do the math, that's $1,000,000. Are you rich? Nope, you just worked the job for 40 years, 25,000 a year, what it costs you to stay with them. And I would love, if anybody wants 25,000 a year to work for me for 40 years, fill out an application down below. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do anyone like that. But yeah, that's a scam, by the way. If you didn't get it, that was a joke. That's a scam. Don't trade 40 years for 25,000 a year. Like, there's people out here making 25,000 in a day. There's people out here making 25,000 in an hour. There's people out here making 25,000 in 20 minutes. So don't short yourself to spend a year doing what someone else can do in a week. But comparison is a thief of all joy. So I'm not saying to compare yourself to others, but because you know it's possible, nothing should stop you from achieving that goal. Because if you know that it's possible, but you don't do it, now you're capping yourself. And every day that you don't try is another day that it gets harder, because people keep going closer to their goal and it keeps being out of reach for you. And if you want to become richer than these influencers, you have to outwork them with the business. You have to, because they're lazy. They only want to create content. They just want to create content and get paid off that and do brand deals. They send the traffic that they're getting other places, to this sponsor and to that sponsor and to this sponsor, instead of sitting down and creating something of themselves, because their audience is there for them, and then they're selling things that are in their life. Let's say for me, I own a business called Health is Wealth. I help entrepreneurs build their body and business. So let's say if I have a protein company that's trying to give me protein shakes. Well, if I try it and it's actually good, I wouldn't mind promoting that because it's in my niche. But I'm not going to be promoting DraftKings, because what does sports gambling has to do with building a body and business? I don't want gambling anywhere near my business at all. It's already a gamble taking a risk on yourself. I don't want a second one. So, man, risk and reward and risk and rich are so similar that people can confuse the risk that they're taking in other realms as them getting rich. If you're gambling, you're now leaving it up to fate to kind of determine if you're going to succeed. Versus if you do the correct inputs in a business, there is no question on the reward. There's only a question on the time that you will receive the reward. So anytime you do the right inputs, the outputs are guaranteed. The problem is people can't wait for the outputs because they stop doing the inputs because they didn't see the outputs fast enough. Run that back if you didn't hear me. I understand what it's like to want your dream life faster, which is where I'm at right now. Oh, I just got to 4 figures a month. Oh, I want to get to 5 figures. Then I'm get to 5 figures. Oh, I want to get to 6 figures. Oh, if I just had 7 figures, I would be okay. The game never stops. So that's why you have to enjoy where you're at. You have to enjoy every piece of the pie. Like the small piece, just the crust, just the cream, whatever side you can get, split each side in different ways and take little bites of the pie until you can really get the whole thing. And everybody has their time to shine. I realized that when I was up, there was others around me that was down. And now when they're up, there was a season where I was down. So everything in life just goes in full circle. And if you want to really beat these influencers, you want to make more money than them and not care that they have 100,000 followers because you have $100,000 while they have 1,200 in their account, still trying to figure out their next play on TikTok. So, hey, this is up to you. But if it's my advice to you, start your own business. Start your own business. And if you need help with that, just comment the word business and I'll reach out to you, me or my team. If not, if you don't comment the word business, it's fine. I'm gonna keep going with my life. I may not even leave a link to anything. I may do that. But yeah, getting people to know you exist is the biggest thing for any business. So it's just how many people do you actually need? If you're selling a $20,000 product, you only need 5 people in a year to make $100,000 a year. So now you just have to convince 5 people on a solution that's worth $20,000. The hard part is now finding the 5 people and creating a solution that's worth $20,000. But if you do that, you're literally gonna make the money. Like if you can create something that they give you 20 and you make them 40, you're rich forever. Now it's just finding the thing that's gonna make them 40. Rather if it's gonna be in a year, rather if it's a 6-month program, Rather, if it's a 2-year thing, so you have to change your offer or lower the price or something, whatever it is, find out the solution. You'll make money. Be wealthy.